Welcome to Business Principles on today's Smart Chiropractor show. This is our final segment of the show, and it is always a good one because we talk about business and how it can impact your practice. Today, we're going to discuss curating e-commerce products, why you don't need to be Amazon. This ties into a larger concept that we call the Payday Practice. We just recently released the Payday Practice book. You can pick up a free copy for a limited time. We're gifting it to all of our audience within the Smart Chiropractor. That is at thepaydaypractice.com. Again, that is thepaydaypractice.com. Jason, many ways to build memberships and subscriptions to build a payday practice. One of them is e-commerce. And I know you and I have had a lot of discussions about this, why most chiropractors don't need to compete or be Amazon, why curation is where it's at. What does that mean and why do chiropractors need to pay attention to it?
You know, this really is an important concept for chiropractors to understand. And let me say specifically, not all chiropractors have to understand this. Let's put it into the context it needs to be in. What we're teaching in the Payday Practice and what more and more chiropractors are appreciating once they learn these concepts is that I've heard it said up to 80% of people are taking some sort of daily supplement, just as one example. And that means probably 80%, maybe even more of the people coming into your practice are buying products that they believe will promote their health and well-being from somewhere. And in many cases, it is Amazon or Costco or oftentimes the cheapest place they can find what was recommended to them, unless it was recommended by their doctor. So there are high-end supplements that doctors recommend that people are willing to pay for, not because they're more expensive, not because of the bottle, not because of the name, but because their doctor recommended it and they have a trusted relationship with their doctor. Curation, the concept being that I'm an expert, I have done the research, I've done my due diligence, I have used my expert knowledge to basically find the best products in class, the things I use myself, the things I would recommend to my family, the things I recommend to those people that ask, that want my best recommendation. That's really the concept of curation. And that's what people expect or hope from you as their doctor. So when it comes to e-commerce, chiropractors are like, e-commerce, what are you talking about? Well, if you go to thepaydaypractice.com and read the book, The Payday Practice, How to Cover Your Monthly Expenses in 1 Day Guaranteed, you will learn that there are 3 different ways that you can be generating monthly recurring revenue to cover your monthly recurring expenses. That's the principle of the Payday Practice, that the first of the month goes from back to 0 in collections, as most practices do on the first day of the month, and turns that into, yes, it's payday. Why? Because they've invested the time and energy to set up systems that can generate recurring revenue month after month after month. And what we teach in the Payday Practice specifically is a very specific technique to think about generating recurring revenue to cover your recurring expenses. That is the way for you to achieve freedom in your practice. If you knew that your monthly expenses were going to be covered each and every month automatically on autopilot, you would be free to practice in a much different way than if you have to start from 0 each and every first of the month. So that's the foundation of the psychology behind what we're teaching. Then the question becomes, okay, what are my options? And we teach 3 different options. One is your physical services on a monthly basis. The second is your knowledge, some sort of access or coaching or teaching or members area that they can join on a monthly basis. And the third is to buy your favorite products, oftentimes those that are what we refer to as subscribe and save, those specific products that people would take on a continuous and ongoing basis, not the things that you use to treat a particular symptom with a particular supplement, but those that are oftentimes there to promote your health in the long run. As I said earlier, roughly 80% of the people that are in your practice are already buying these products. Now, the question is, are they buying the right products? Are they buying the best products? Are they buying the products that you, their doctor, most recommends? And the answer is probably not. Why? Because you haven't offered it. You haven't made it easy. You haven't made it convenient. And that's really what a curated e-commerce platform offers you so that you can offer it to your patients. Now, not only your patients, your active patients, but your inactive patients, all those people you have on your email list or in your EHR system with emails that you should be communicating with on an ongoing and continuous basis. And third, all those people that may be following you on your social channels who are there to learn from you. So the benefit of having an e-commerce platform with your favorite things exclusively is exactly that. You can go to my store to find not everything, not a whole selection, but your favorite products. The implication of that is that you've done the research for them. And that is of extreme high value to people. And oftentimes they will be willing to pay a higher price for a product that is recommended by their doctor, which is different than going even to the local Whole Foods or some other GNC, Costco, name whatever the store is, and having an hourly employee who has an interest in nutrition making a recommendation and finding, oh, well, this one's buy one, get one half off. That is not the way most people want to buy. I know some people do. I'm not saying everybody. Most people, when it comes to health products and health services, are not looking for the cheapest option. They're looking for the best option they can find and afford. How do they know the best option? That's your job, to teach and invite consistently, to share the things you recommend most for the problems most people are coming to you for, because you're actually doing them a service by helping them go through the selection and go, this is the one we chose in our practice. This is the one I use, the one my family uses, the one other people I know have used and given me great feedback. Whatever your reality is, there is value in curating your favorite products and making those easy for people who want and ask you for your advice to be able to purchase. Now, the best case to do it is to use our Smart Care system, because not only does it curate your favorite products, but it makes e-commerce hassle-free. That means that the technology is handled for you. The customer service is handled for you. The drop ship to their door is handled for you. The returns and customer service is handled for you. It takes the mountain of work and risk of opening up your own store on your own and turns it into the easiest thing you could possibly do. In fact, that's our way of curating technology for you. Same concept. Some of you are going to want to go figure it out on your own. Others of you that have a relationship connection, you know our integrity because of what we've put out for so long. You go, well, what would you guys do? We'd use a Smart Care store. In fact, we do use the Smart Care store because it's the best. And if you're like most people, that's the way most people make decisions. I don't have time. I don't have energy. I don't even have the knowledge to figure out what the best is. I'm going to go to those people I trust the most and find out what they do. That's the way it works for you and recommendations we make. And that's the way it works for your patients when they come on in asking you about your favorite things. Look into the Smart Care Store system so that you can have a curated library or a curated selection of your favorite products you can offer people in your practice, on your email list, and what we call in your Healthtribe, those people that follow you digitally, so it's easy for them to go, I'll have what you're having.
Very well said, Jason. I think of product curation much in the same way as you do. I want to emphasize just a couple different points for docs listening and watching, and that is the beauty of product curation is that it's curated. It gives you the opportunity to showcase, as you just well said, your favorite items. And with the Smart Care Store system, we have like 10,000 plus SKUs and products available. So what are you passionate about? What are the people coming into your practice already taking? What do you think they should be taking that they're unaware of? These are great ways to think about curating your product selection. The difference is, Amazon wants to sell everything to everybody. You don't and shouldn't. What you should be focused on is, what am I able to offer based upon what I'm excited to teach about to my ideal patient? And when you can start to do that, now that starts to frame exactly what you want to select and be able to put into your store. And the beauty about a store as well is that when you have a curated product selection, we highlighted this a little bit in an earlier segment, but we'll dive one layer deeper. As you build that following online, even if you're pretty early in your audience growth, you probably have people following you that are well beyond the circle of practice. They're just not going to drive over or fly over or who knows what over to your practice to receive care, but they still know you, they still trust you, they still like you. You build all of those bonds through the content that you've put out. Having an online store is a great opportunity for them to be able to engage with your practice in a meaningful way that generates revenue, that provides them benefit. Why? Because you've curated a selection of your favorite products. So it really gives you the opportunity to expand beyond the four walls of your practice in a meaningful way, because we have Amazon. We don't need another Amazon. What we do need is really our trusted healthcare professionals to put their best foot forward and say, exactly as Jason said, hey, here is what I use myself. It's the hair club for men, right? I'm not only the client, the president kind of thing. So, it's what would you use and take yourself? What kind of products are you using? What supplements are you using? What hard goods are you using? And how can you curate that in a way that makes sense? Now, from a business point of view, we put on our Payday Practice hats. And of course, there's the component to this where, man, when those items are monthly recurring revenue, even better. If they're one-time items, great. There's nothing wrong with that. But really, as you try to strive to build a payday practice, that's where the monthly recurring revenue portion comes in. And hey, you can have a little bit of both. And I had a doc I was speaking to the other day, because we beta launched our Smart Care stores about 6 months ago. We had over 50 stores operational. We have a lot of docs in our accelerator program that we're kicking off the training this coming Monday that have initially downloaded and read the Payday Practice. All of them are going to have access to stores immediately. One of the questions that came out is, how many products do you suggest I have in my store? 10,000 SKUs. Do I just load them all in there? And my suggestion was no, not to do 10,000, but think about those 5 to 10 products. Think about those 5 to 10 items that really you're passionate about. And when you put those in the store, the other thing, when you choose, let's say 5 to 10, there's no magic number, but you'll see where I'm going with this. When you choose 5 to 10, now you have the opportunity to talk about each one of those meaningfully, right? You're able to pull out the phone, shoot a quick video on Instagram, do a quick story, highlight something on Facebook, do a YouTube video, and it's not overwhelming. You have like 250 products in your store. Number one, it's hard to have command knowledge of all of them. Number two, it would take you a year just to highlight each product one time. So the repetition is key, and the consistency is key in how you go about teaching and inviting consistently, because the same teach and invite consistently philosophy and strategy that we emphasize for you to be able to generate new patients, improve your retention, get that flywheel reactivation, the same thing holds true as you begin to explore e-commerce and store. And having a product, I'll say it as it is, nobody wants to or should hawk a good. That sucks. Nobody wants to do it, and it comes off cheesy, and it never works very well. But when you have access to 10,000 products that are drop shipped directly to people's door, you can see the margins right there. With one click, the next morning it appears in your store, and it's curated, tying to the topic of our segment right now, so that there are 5, 6, 10, 15, 20 products that really are what you love, what you think your people also love, maybe what they're taking already, again, maybe what you believe they should be engaged with from a product or service perspective. This is where the rubber meets the road, and you're able to make a bigger impact, because what matters? Excitement. What matters? Passion. What matters? Belief. What matters is what's real to you. And the more that you can showcase that to the people in and around your practice, your audience online, the more successful your store is going to be, which is good for everybody. Jason, that's what I'd say about business principles. I'm going to bring us both up on the screen right now as we wrap up today's show. For everybody listening and watching, I want to ensure that they check out Interviews by the Smart Chiropractor, our new podcast series. We have over 50 interviews in the can, as they say, and a wide array of guests. We have Steve from Rock Tape, Allison from Fringe, Richard Brown from WFC. We have Nathan from World Spine Care. We have an array of practicing docs doing great things, building huge audiences, focusing on niches in practice. If in about 20 minutes each week you want to get a real dose of what's going on in our profession, real takeaway items from docs doing real things, we think you'll love Interviews by the Smart Chiropractor. So please be sure to check that out. We put links all over the place. You can also check it out very, very soon at thesmartchiropractor.com and get there that way. But if you search, I want to say Shopify, because we're talking stores here. If you search Spotify or you search Apple Podcasts and you search Interviews by the Smart Chiropractor, it'll come up right now. First interview is with Dr. Grant Elliott, lives a couple miles away from me here in Tampa, has built a huge audience and has built a online practice, new way to think about things. We touch on such a vast array of topics during these interviews. We have like a year's worth of them lined up. We have 20 guests, I think, scheduled right now, and we're jazzed about it. So it's been an awesome show. I'm hyped about that. Take home messages for the docs out there today, Jason?
Listen, it's a brand new world. It's upside down. And if you are, practicing with any level of financial stress, our message to you is you don't have to any longer. There are new ways of thinking and new technologies that are easy to use. You don't have to be a tech geek. You can just be a little bit open-minded and learn from those that have curated some of the best technologies, some of the best ideas just for you. This is the year to make some changes. Hopefully you've been through something that you've questioned. What's going on in this world? And how am I going to navigate my future? Well, the Payday Practice and all the tools and the interviews we came out, many of them were extremely eye-opening because it is actual chiropractors who have been very innovative, on the cutting edge, getting results, doing things I think are going to be extremely eye-opening for you. When you hear them, you're going to go, how'd they do that? We'll let you know how they did it in the episodes to come. So thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, have a fantastic day. I dropped some graphics on the screen. We got our technology going on, thepaydaypractice.com. So if you have not downloaded the book, please go over, download the book. We are gifting it to all of our audience for free for a limited time. It is soon going to be on Amazon, but you can pick up a digital copy at thepaydaypractice.com. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a chiropractor. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and don't miss a video in the future. If you're watching on social, please enable those notifications. Yeah, we have a lot going on. And while you're at it, head over to Interviews by the Smart Chiropractor. We are super pumped about it, and we think you're going to get a ton of great information in the time it takes to get to your practice each and every week. And when you get home, you can dive into the Payday Practice digital book. So thanks for being a chiropractor. We will look forward to seeing you next week. Have an awesome week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching this video on the Smart Chiropractor. To not miss a single thing that's clinically oriented, marketing oriented, or more, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel today.